Does Bitcoin have intrinsic value? And what is intrinsic value? This question has been posed by many. Does Bitcoin have any fundamentals? Does Bitcoin have any intrinsic value? And if it does, what it is? There are two ways to look at intrinsic value: financially and philosophically. From a financial aspect, according to ChatGPT, intrinsic value refers to the inherent value of an asset, investment, or entity based on fundamentals analysis without considering its current market price. This concept is commonly used in finance and investing to determine whether an asset is overvalued or undervalued by the market. Essentially, it is an attempt to determine the value of an asset without basing it on the current market price. Philosophically, intrinsic value refers to the value of something in and of itself. That value that is not derived from the external forces like the market or someone's personal preferences or desires. The value that is not based on the majority of humans' perspective or even any human perspective. As an example, for any particular object, if it is desired by just even a single human being out of the entire humanity, that object has intrinsic or inherent value to that single human. Or we can consider nature itself. If all humans were to cease to exist today, oxygen, CO2, or H2O would still have intrinsic value to other creatures in the world. Or we can consider other intangible concepts like love, kindness, dignity, something that cannot be measured with any consensus in the financial world, but would be considered to have intrinsic value by vast majority of people. Thereby, if the question were to be posed, if Bitcoin itself has intrinsic value, we cannot use the philosophical aspect to measure. But then, Bitcoin is such a unique asset as a system or network that all existing models used to measure assets in the financial world are broken against it. Let us consider the following properties of Bitcoin, where it stands alone amongst all the inventions of humanity. First, it is likely to be the only invention of human that is provably scarce, where its unit cannot be increased beyond its supply cap. There will only ever be 2,099,999 billions or so of Bitcoin in terms of its unit. While it is not a philosophical nor technical certainty, by all means and purposes, there is no reasonable game theory to increase the supply of Bitcoin based on the known behavior of the entire humanity throughout the ages. The known behavior of humanity throughout the history is that there is no incident where majority of people would knowingly agree to devalue themselves. Number two, Bitcoin is the only network that cannot be destroyed, barring the total elimination of all the internet and all computer systems in the world permanently. Imagine a world with no internet, no computers, and nothing digital ever. Based on these two properties of Bitcoin alone, its intrinsic value is arguably among the highest of all known human inventions. And finally, someone may argue, what if one day people don't want nor desire Bitcoin anymore? Of course, like everything in the human realm, if no human ever wants it, its value drops to zero. That is of course merely an attempt to postulate philosophical possibilities, and I would say that is a futile attempt. The pertinent question to ask is why humans would not desire something that is scarce and durable. Humans throughout the ages has been searching, seeking, and storing that which is scarce and durable. People want beauty that is lasting, strength that endures, quality of life that does not end. Therefore, if there is any invention by humans that have intrinsic value, Bitcoin is the definition of intrinsic value.